hear me? Is my audio good? All right, all right, all right, cool. Um, and then I like investing.com for the news because it's so um, detailed as different. George uses the Forex Factory, which is more like concise, has less of the reports. But here you can see like non-farm productivity quarter over quarter, um, and then we have in 30 minutes, I think at 10, um, durable goods orders, factory orders. We have a bunch of news today. We have crude oil inventories at 11, um, and then we have Mr. Master speaking at 1, right? I like to check also what the markets are doing. Futures are dropping a little bit, pre-market. Europe is mostly green across the board, but London. The other ones are like the DAX, the CAC, and IBEX, Italy. All of them are up, not by much. It's not volatile, right? Asia closed very mixed. And I like to check what the cryptos are doing. Oh, wow. The cryptos were going up like an hour ago. Now they're flat, right? What the dollar is doing, the dollar is dropping. Even though it's dropping, is in a very bullish environment. Like it went up the last 2 days, and today is like setting up probably to grab some more orders, right? But for now, it's dropping, and it's dropping hard. It's been very volatile. The yen is dropping, right? And why I do like to talk about the yen and the dollar, because those two, especially those two, are currencies that are considered safe havens, right? When investors like to protect their money, they go to the yen, they go to the dollar, right? And in combination with those two, I have the bonds, U.S. government bonds. So here, what we're watching is the 10-year yield, right? Which is the most traded of the government bonds. So the yield is coming down a little bit. This is basically flat, so the bonds must be flat. All right. So with that, we have somewhat of a context. We're gonna go to the live charts. As you all know, I like to trade in share bars. So I do not show that chart because I jump up and down on time frames and I move it a lot, so it's not friendly for YouTube. But I show my other screen where I watch the trend on 7 minutes and 3 minutes, right? These two time frames are very odd, but those are the ones that I happen to like. We're 1 minute bell, right? And the market is dropping not very much. It hasn't broken yesterday's low, right? And I can say that reviewing all the markets, NQ is the most affected. NQ is the most bearish right now. We even have the small caps, the Russell 2000, going up. Or it's green. It's green on the day. Right? It's not going up right now. It's just holding right there. While the other two are dropping, like ES is dropping, and NQ is dropping, YM is dropping, R2Y is dropping, but not very hard. All right, so we're off. Market is open, and as we do it every day, we wait patiently for the internals to give us some information, right? And then we look for areas where to trade. So what we do is the internals tells us the direction that we want to trade, right? If the internals are happen to signal bearishness, all right, my guard dog is not right now, puppy. The internals have to give us the direction. Why is that? Because we want. All right, Jackie. I was saying that the internals are so important because we don't trade the chart blindly. Futures being a derivative of the stock market, right? It got a lot to do with what stocks are doing, right? The internals are numbers coming from NYSE in New York, and those the futures mirror what stocks are doing, right? That's why we care so much about internals. Now the ADQD right now, I do trade I do trade the Nasdaq. George trades the S&P, right? So for now, we're just watching some weakness on the ADQD, which is the advanced decline line for the NQ. Not so much for the tick chart. The tick chart does not look very volatile, right? I do have this demand from yesterday. It was created here. Oh, it was not from yesterday. 1 second, let me go back. Let me put here like 15 more days, right? So I have this. Oh, this was created. When was this? May 27th. So I have this demand right here, right? It's holding. Sometimes rarely I do take zones from other days, like. But this zone was created. It was drawn off of the 500 share bar. So since they're very narrow, they're very small, like 14 points in NQ is nothing, right? But they since they're so narrow, I don't like to take them blindly. I want to see some signals on the internals, right? I like to jump up and down between the VIX. Now the VIX is going up, not much, like less than 3%. That's not much for the latest move that we have had. Now the VIX going up signal bearishness, right? That doesn't mean that the market will the VIX could turn around and start dropping, and then the market goes up, right? So we just broke yesterday's low. We reached to this demand right here, and we are retracing back up. Now, the internals are very, very flat. Like tick chart made a low, it made a higher high, but it's all around the zero line. Same for the ADQDs. Like the market have not decided where to go yet. I really do not have anything like in these candles because the drop was after the news, right? It was consolidating right here in this area and then it dropped, right? That means buyers were not active up here, right? But buyers are active right here. So, but in this drop, I will not short because it's all overnight. I don't like to take zones overnight, and especially supplies. I could take a demand over, like create it overnight, but a supply for me is very tricky. Remember, guys, in a bull market, um, the equity markets closes green 55% of the time. In a bull market, we are in a somewhat bearish market right now, right? But in the long run, the equity markets just go up. So trading long, it's a higher probability trade, right? Just broke the overnight and we're coming back up. Let me assess the volume. Is this the volume? All right, so we need 1 minute and 40 seconds for this candle to close to us to tell me how big of a volume they could be today. And what I do is that here I like to mark off the previous day high on the candle that closes at 9:38. Why 9:38? Because it's my first 7 minute, my entire 7 minute in the trading session, right? So first 7 minute candle closes at 31. That means that candle opened up at 24, right? So that candle just showed me 1 minute into the trading session. I like to see the 9:38 candle to show me. It's 30 more seconds. It looks like it's gonna be like similar volume from today. Why I do like to assess the volume. Higher volume sessions tend to be higher volatility. Higher volume sessions tend to be higher volatility sessions. All right, this is very similar from yesterday. So the market hasn't gone anywhere since the open. We went down to the demand that we had here. I was not planning to take it because of a few reasons. Number one, it was created a few days ago. Number two, when I take trades from zones created a few days ago, it has to be a zone on the minute chart, meaning 30 minutes, 5 minutes, something that is meaningful, because the volume chart gives me zones that are created fast. So there's a volume chart. I do trade. That's trading. My trading plan is based around noise, right? I do wait for specific patterns and I trade those patterns. Now, those happen very quick. That's why we say here in the channel, don't take our trades. We do this because it served us for the accountability. It served us to get better. And we will not try to sell you anything. We're just doing it for you and for us. All right. So the volume is slightly lower than yesterday, at least in this candle, right? We don't have, we have some important reports coming up at 10. So we have Durable excluding defense month over month, and factory orders. Right now the economy is just and the market is just waiting for those excuses, right? With inflation and all those stuff. All right, what can I say about ADQD? ADQD is right now going higher. Is it going higher in a solid manner? Not really. It came back down and is going very, very slow. Like every two candles, it just retraces, right? Tick chart created a low and created a high. So we have no signal yet from the tick chart. We're 11 minutes into the session, right? And this thing is still sideways. I haven't seen like a really nice area where to trade from. I'm leaning more to the long side, to tell you the truth. As of right now, I see the bonds are flat, right? The dollar's dropping, the yen is dropping. The bonds are flat, yen is dropping, and the dollar is dropping. So by definition, when we have those three going in the same direction, that means risk off or risk on day. Meaning, if the dollar and the yen and the bonds are dropping, that means money is flowing out of those three asset classes, right? Those two currencies. And what is a risk on instrument? Evidently, the stock market. Stock market is a pure risk on financial instrument, right? Because stocks are riskier than a bond. Obviously, there's more reward in riskier assets. So, but the point is that when those three are going in one direction, the market will go in the opposite direction most of the time. Not all, it's not always like that. All right. Para los que me están viendo en Instagram, vayan a YouTube, a Trading Futures Live, que estamos live ahorita y voy a despedir este live. Mañana vuelvo a hacer otro live, pero vayan a Trading Futures Live, la cuenta de Trading Futures Live. Por favor hagan follow y activen el ringtone. Hasta luego. All right, please don't forget to subscribe, share, and ring button so you can have notification time we post a video. We're doing one live every day, the daily recap, and at least one or two videos per week, and everything around trading. We did the review for the 5 books for a beginner trader. Very, very good. We haven't posted the recap from yesterday. George didn't take any trade. I took 3 trades, 2 break-evens, 1 losing trade, so I ended up the day -1. We haven't posted because, oh my God, we have had so many issues with Canva. Oh my God, we need to either go to another program, which we don't want to because we already have a subscription with these people, or trying to figure something out because we have had a lot of technical difficulties. Granted, we're learning this too. I mean, it's not that we have a lot of experience doing this, right? But anyway. All right, so we have the first 15 minutes closed, right? And the 15-minute candle is a very important um, higher time frame um, um, candle, which closed. It couldn't be more bullish, right? Came back down, now it's back up. Um, like I said, I'm leaning to the long side. Right now, the Russell 2000 is up 0.5%. The ES is still on the negative. The YM is the weakest, and the NQ is basically flat, right? For now, right now I'm gonna start drawing within this 15-minute candle. I'm gonna start drawing, right? Um, so I have this zone. What do I need to see? I need to have I do have a clear trend in the tick chart, right? And here's the thing, we have a report coming out at 10, and I don't want to get caught in that report because the volatility, I don't care about the result of the report. I couldn't care less, but I do care about the volatility that the report is going to cause in the market, right? So I had this area right here that I didn't take because I was distracting talking to you guys. I don't know if all right, like like I've said in the past, for me is my trading is not based on momentum trading, right? My trading is based on an area. I spot an area and I say, all right, from here can go up or down. Um, George's George George's trading um, techniques is a lot different than mine. Um, he is more like a momentum trader, right? I do like to spot an area, put an order, limit order. I have a stop, I have a target. If it works, fine. I made 2R. If it doesn't work, I just lost 1R. That 1R can be 300, 500, 1,000, depending on whatever the account size that I'm trading that day, right? Um, but I'm saying this because um, I need to spot an area. I need to find an area. And what is going to give me the direction? What do you guys direction? Internal direction. Regardless of what the market is doing, the internals are talking to me at all times. I do want to see the ADQD going up. I want to see the tick chart going up if I want to trade long. I don't want to fight the trend because remember, futures being a derivative instrument, it is like the same word tells you, is derivative from what the stock market or the Nasdaq exchange stocks are doing. All right, so this is gone. I was so distracted I didn't take it, right? Um, and I'm distracted talking here, so that's why I need George. You just cost me money. It's fine. Um, Look, it's just one trade. Um, Hopefully we can find more opportunities. Regardless, we're gonna have some volatility at 10 that this zone can be blown, and 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 we can either, you know, look for another zone or try to join the trend. We'll see. Don't worry. We do this every day, right? For like 1 hour, one something. So we're trying to find opportunities. Sometimes we do not find opportunities, but we record the trades and then we put them on the recap. Um, Now remember, guys, we won't try to say you anything. We're just doing this for our own sake and to help those frustrated traders that are out there that we didn't find someone to help us like we try to do. Um, for those who have questions, they can. I'm not monitoring the chat. Are you monitoring the chat, George? Okay. Um, you can type in your questions there, or you can email us at yeah, yeah, I hear you. I hear you. You can email us tradingfutureslive at gmail, right? .com. Yeah, you can email us at tradingfutureslive um, at gmail. Oh, now I'm watching. Um, oh, Cookie says I can't hear you. Oh, but now it's okay, right? Okay. Um, Here. Yeah, I see Rich says Microsoft lowered their guidance. Look, they all will have to lower their guidance because I think the market has some expectations about what is going on, um, about companies and how much they will be profiting. I was watching a video yesterday from a very respectful guy, um, who used to be an analyst, and he says in bull markets, analysts just happening, right? They're not used. They're just useless, because analysts are waiting for the company to lower their own guidance, right? But why are analysts out there? We should be waiting for them to objectively assess what's going on with companies, but they're not doing it, right? So the market has some expectation about earnings, but that will have to change because um, a lot of serious companies like Apple is saying that their earnings are going to be hurt because of China and situations around the world, macro um, economics. So, all right, let's go back to the markets, right? It came back up, right? All right, yeah. I want to show you guys this. So this trade for me was a 2-to-1 trade, right? Would have been a good 2-to-1 trade. Where we have 5 minutes to 10 a.m. When we have this another news report, but now we have some changes in the internals. Now the tick chart created a high, now it's creating lower lows, right? What I need to see here to convince me to short this market is another high created in the tick chart that is low, right, from the previous one. Higher high. I don't want to see a higher high. Right now, I'm watching an extreme low in the tick chart, at least on the NQ. I just watched the NQ. George is here watching the tick for the ES. I don't even see it. I don't think I have. Oh yeah, I have it. No, yeah, it's showing a lot, right? The ADQD is starting to roll, right? So these markets can start changing, right? So we have three and a half more minutes, right? All right, George is short the ES. I'm gonna wait for a retracement. Um, the ES is the weakest one. No, I have the YM. Yeah. Yeah. No. The NQ internals are rolling over too. Might take a short here. That's usual. All right, I'm gonna take a short here. I'm gonna put an order in this and it's good because I do have the 7 minute going down. I'll try to get this trend. All right, so let me see. I have a couple of areas just formed, right? See if I can get to this trade. See if I can get to this trade. All right, so I have an order. There at there we go, right there. Is we have 6 for this can. The next one will fill me in, right? The tick chart is showing a good. All right, I'm in this short, right? My target is down at 12,486. Yeah, I know. That might help me. If I can hold until the news, I'll be great. 5 seconds for the news. I'm a firm believer. I am a firm believer that if a news comes out, the market is gonna do whatever it's gonna do, right? And the news is gonna just accelerate whatever it's gonna do. All right, so I'm shorting the NQ, right? It's not much follow through. Um, I was barely 1 to 1, but it's holding right there. Yeah, I'm gonna be stopped out. Yeah, I got stopped out. I gotta say, probably I was 1 to 1. 17 points. How much I was it? No, I was not even 1 to 1. All right, so we are -1 right now. The tick chart showed me a higher extreme, but price did not go higher. Now is going back up. There we go. So we had our opportunity to short. Here the demand, the supply flipped over and created a demand at 12,519. It worked for this candle, right? Now the volatility is brutal when a report comes out. Everything came lower than expected, but it is what it is. Now we have next report is at 10 is the crude oil. All right, so ADQD came back up, right, to the same area when it started to drop. Now it's yet to see what is the market gonna do, because it can break this high and then start to roll over, but the 7 minute and the 3 minute patterns are very, very bullish. That trade costed me $340. That's 1 hour for me today. It's very tricky, guys, because the market hasn't gone anywhere since they opened, right? Went down, came back up, but if you see the chart is in the middle um, of the run, like look at this, it's just in the middle, right? So um, it's better when we try to trade off of the extremes, meaning around here and around here, right? or at least I would say around here. If we draw like a circle, you see all these tops? This is my supply from yesterday. Here was my trade break even from yesterday here, right? It came back at the closing, right? Then the overnight came back, right? Who knows? Probably we will go back to that point, and then we'll start rolling over from there. Let's see. Here's the thing. Big orders, they work as a magnet, right? All right. What do we have here? There we go. Let's see if I can have the opportunity again. All right. Let's see if we have the opportunity again. I don't want to rush into this short, right? Especially if we have the 7-minute push up. That won't be a very good idea. I want to see more like around here. Sorry. Here. All right, here, what do we have? Yeah, I'm not fighting this trend long yet. Like I do not like this area. Oh, damn. I do not like this area. Are you guys able to watch it in the chart? To trade, I would prefer. All right, I would prefer for it to give me a very better entry around 87. Now the ADQD right now is flat, right? ADQD right now is flat. It's not going up. Tick chart created a lower high. Now it's starting to hover around the zero line. 2 more minutes for the 7-minute to close and 1.5 for the 3-minute. Those time frames are very odd. Like a lot of people don't watch them, but I do love them. I got used to them. And this 7-minute and 3-minute came from a principle that I was to divide or multiply time frames times 6 to go up in time frame. So I was taught okay, like 1 minute, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, and then 3 hours, right? So I did apply the same principle for the 4 hours because I was starting to watch the 4 hour to give me a lot of good sounds were too wide, right? So what I did is, all right, the 40-minute divided by 6 is around like probably 7 and something. So I decided to go to the 7. And guess what? The 7 gives me a lot of signals. All right, guys, we lost it. Now we're waiting patiently for the next setup. What should a good trader be doing after a losing trade? Just wait for the next setup, right? Patiently and without rushing. Because one thing that helped me out a lot in trading and still helps me because I do apply it every day is asking this question to myself. How can I screw this up? How can I screw this up? Simple. Just jumping into trades, trading recklessly, over trading, oversizing. That's an easy way to screw everything up, like lose a lot of money. So how you should be going is, all right, I just for the next trade to develop, right? All right, so we have internals very bullish, and I do have an opportunity here. Let's see if I can take it. I want to put an order here. I don't want this to reach the supply zone before I put the trade, because what happens is when it gets to the supply, a lot of algo trading and computerized algorithm gets triggered. So we're selling after price, and then the demand is not powerful enough to keep pushing the price up. So what I'm going to do, if this doesn't reach the supply, I'm going to put an order right here. And my target is going to be that supply. Barely 2 to 1.
Order submitted.
Let's see if this can be reached. Yeah, the new 15-minute is going to open up. You still holding? Oh yeah. Yeah. From the demand, yes, Koki was was talking about the long that I had drawn. It was filled at 932 or something, 931, and it has drawn up 180 points. Now, I was not planning to take that zone. It was not within my plans. It was not within my rules. I have the zones there because I do want to be aware of opposite zones. All right, so we have the YM as the weakest. Then we have the ES as the second weakest. Then we have the NQ more neutral, still up 0.5% for the day. And we have the RTY definitely shooting up like 1%. And if you see, the chart is way, way more bullish. Now the internals were since the beginning, since the open, were talking to us more bullish than bearish, right? So I was leaning to the long side. When I shorted it, the internals were changing. They rolled over, right? But for a very brief period of time, it's fine. I'm trying to catch the beginning of a trend, right? Just custom me 1 hour, next trade. If I win, or 3 hour or 4 hours. So I don't care about one single trade, because one single trade is 100% luck. There's no assurance. There's no security. There's no way to assess if I am going to win or lose one single trade. My trading system is based on the law of large numbers, meaning I have a universe of 100 trades, 200, 300, 500. I got 100 trades or something in my database, right? On those 700 trades, I'm gonna win 42% of the time. Those 42% of the time will pay me 2 times or more my risk, right? But the majority of my trades are losing trades. That's not a secret. And that is something that is quite difficult to understand. But enough times, you get to understand it, and you can get to a losing run. Like, I have my statistics show me that I could lose 14 trades in a row. That will mean minus 14R, right? And last month was proof of that. Like, I had 11 red days. My resiliency was tested month because it was quite of a hard month. I ended up the month break even, but I was down. I was down 9, 10, 11 R, right? I got to take another trades that worked for me, and then I made all back. All right, so we're seeing a retracement. I have an order in. I have an order at 12,572. Let's see if we can fill that.
Order filled.
All right, I'm in this thing. It's quite of scary. It looks very scary, but I just need to trade my plan. I need to take my trades and just try to trade the best way I can, right? How do I do that? I just have a plan, I execute. If it makes money, fine. If it doesn't make money, fine as well, because there's no going around trading. You have to have a plan. My plan is find an area that you think it can um, uh, continue the trend, because basically we're trend traders, right? Right now, I think the market can continue to go up. Right now is tough because um, the volatility is so high that is up 1%, now is down 2%. Like, do you see that? But it is what it is, guys. It's just trade your plan and do whatever you have to do to execute.
Stop that.
All right, another trade. Um, Stopped out. Now, the good thing about us is that we're not sugarcoating this. Whatever we do, we show it, right? And it is what it is. Either we lose or we win. Is the way we trade. Now the internals starting to roll over a little bit. I'm gonna wait for this zone. I'm not gonna take it, right? I'm not gonna take this first zone. Try to take the second one. Why? Because the internals are in um, the lowest side. Now I wanna see if my trade was filled. What times did I get filled? 1920, right? So 20, where was 20? Wasn't a good extreme, but it came down to the next area. Came down to the next area. I am still biased long, even though this retracement is brutal. I am still biased long. There's 7 more minutes for this candle to close, right? The internals are still showing long. The tick chart created a higher high and it did not create a lower low. So it came to like a low extreme, which is fine. So I am -2 in this in today's session. One more minute for this 7 minute to close. Let's see if we can have any sort of signal here. Looks like the tick chart is spending a lot of time in the negative part. Right, that area is holding still, right? I'm a firm believer that this area can still work. I need to see what is going on here. All right, so 40 seconds for this 1 minute candle close. We have a retracement there, so we might have the 7 minute going back down, and then I could take this way up. I mean, stop order up from 12. Let me put it correctly. So it's from here to here is 12. 12,523. So I need this to come down, test this lows, and then if it breaks the low, I can put the order on. So 23, there we go, 25.50. So here is 28. So there you go. I'm gonna try these.
Order submitted.
All right. I'm gonna be very tight with this trade. See if I can get filled in this. Try to trade along. This is gonna be my last trade of the day. I have a rule of mine, right? Or whenever my psychology is messed up, I just stop, right? Right now, my game is still in good shape.
Order filled.
But I have a hard rule of -3. -3 means I'm done for the day. It's fine. It's a hard day, but it's nothing that I cannot recover from, right? So this was a confirmation trade. It went inside the zone. It broke the low of the zone. Now I'm long in the proximal line. That means the first part of the area, right? Is engage in certain trades because I didn't want to trade at limit. The internals were a little bit wishy-washy. Um, all right, so let's see if we can get a 2-to-1 in this trade. We have 3 more minutes for the 7-minute. How much are we? We're 1-to-1 right now. I think we might be 1-to-1 already. We are close to 1-to-1. Now, I'm gonna move my stop for the simple reason that this area was the price was zone, so I don't expect this to keep working. So whatever we do right now, whatever the price do, I will not lose money in this trade. I am up 1-to-1 right now. My target is 2-to-1. I was -2. I was -2. I was -2 on the first 2 trades. Now I don't want to get caught in the next 7-minute volatility. I want this to go right away. Now everybody wants their trade to work in no time, right? But it takes time and it's hard to hold on when you're making money. I think it's harder even when you're making money than when you're losing money, right? So we could be stop top break even, and that's fine too. I'm not gonna move my stop right now. It's right there. The internals are not showing. I mean, the internals are fine so far, but price do its thing. So right now the internals could mean anything, but I don't move my stop. I don't do anything. Either stop out break even, or I take 2R in this trade. I think not watching the trade helps a lot psychologically, but it is what it is. I don't have that option because I'm in YouTube, right? So if it was for me, I just will step out, don't try to mess this up. Just it is what it is, guys. The price is gonna do whatever it's gonna do. It got nothing to do with you. It got nothing to do with your trade. If it's gonna go up, it's gonna go up. If it's gonna stop you up break even, it's gonna stop you up. But that's the way trading works, right? Now I gotta tell you, and this is me speaking very, very sincerely. It's tougher on YouTube because we are putting our names on the line. It's tougher because a lot of the issues that traders have is their emotion of winning or losing, right? So when you're in front of people and people think you are friggin' Paul Tudor Jones, or they think you are the best trader ever in the world, and we're just trying to make it in this business. It's a very hard business. It is tough. This is the toughest thing I have ever tried in my life, right? And obviously in front of YouTube is even harder because you want to do it good in front of people, right? But the reality is that the market is going to do whatever it's going to do. Like, you see that? I was up $900. No, like $800 in this trade, right? and now I'm back to almost break even, which is fine. Like, but the purpose, the mission of this channel is um, make George and me better in trading, legitimately. Like, we're not sugarcoating, we're not, like benefiting from this channel, right? Nor we want to sell you anything or classes or whatever. We just want to do it good, right? And how we do it good? We put our names on the line, and that's the way it works. Trading is like that. All right, so we're up in this trade 30. I don't want to talk. That's fine. It is what it is. Obviously, there's a lot of selling pressure right there in that point. We're back to break even also, almost. All right, guys, with that, I'm gonna say bye to this trade is gonna be on. I'm gonna do my recap. If Canvas let me, I am -2, and with this trade, I'm -1 so far. So if Canva let us, we will post a recap. If not, tomorrow morning on the live, we will do a quick recap for those who attend. Okay, so thank you for being here, and see you guys tomorrow at 9:20. Have a nice day.